Hello everyone, Megas up here and welcome back to Satisfactory. So I'm up on my little tower here. We're over where the wet concrete factory is, and of course this is the image, although it's much clearer here. I forgot to clear out the fog before I took the screenshot today, but if you see the cover for, or what do they call those? The title graphic or whatever for the stream if you're on YouTube, it is this right here. So let me get down here. And let's go take a look here. So I've been spending the weekend working on a new rail system here. As you can tell, I've kind of got I'm a lot farther along than what you see here, but this is where I started from. Now, the depot looks different than our traditional one, and it's with good reason. So, I do have a train here. Now, if I go down all the way down here to the end, you'll see that it's not connected. So, this is where I sort of started it from. So, it started right here. So the idea is where I'm at currently at the end of where the train is. I want to get it back to here so I can finish the loop. You see, I got my truck right there. So, yeah, and just kind of each one of these. You'll notice this is all empty right here. These are actually empty platforms, and that's for future proofing. And it also has two rails. So the way it's currently configured, this rail goes that way and this rail goes that way, which I know is kind of like backwards than like traditional stuff, but I didn't want the concrete factory going that direction. I specifically wanted it to go this way, so it's kind of why we have it this way. Now, this weekend was also my, I made a decision to go ahead and add some mods into the game. And the reasoning behind it is I don't want it to completely disrupt any gameplay, so I didn't go down to that road. But what I did do is add some things to make some of the production builds a little bit easier. Like infinite zooping and curve building and things like that. So, I did add a few additional architectural stuff here, Architecture Plus. So we have some enhancements here that will help with building and making these factories really stand out. So, and this particular thing is also a mod. So our traditional railway transport has stations that look like this, as you can kind of see in the graphics there. They look a little more fleshed out, and I'm not done building this, but what these are modular train stations. So I have, right now I'm using the rounded gantry, which is what you see here. I got each individual section in. Kind of actually see that right there, which is weird. It's not supposed to be floating like that. Not sure what happened there. I need to redo that. That normally fits right into the thing there, so that's weird. Let me fix that. So we put in a rounded gantry. There it goes. That was really odd. Okay. Hook the power back into it, because we have to be able to power the entire rail system. So our entire railroad is now powered because of that. Right there you can see the green lights on. Yeah, I call this the north factory because it's facing north, and that one's called south because it's facing south. These particular ones here are freight platforms, as you can see. And the mod actually comes with two different styles of freight transports now. They do have they do have the fluid ones too, but they also have a set of them where the ports are facing down. These are not them. They are facing in, as you can see. And they are in the middle of filling up at the moment. So I have this split in two and filling up both of these because we need concrete over, like way over here where I'm doing some construction now. There are a couple of truck stations. So right now there's a station over by the starter area, which is what we're going to drive over to. And right now where it currently ends is over here in this location. So we are here, the home station, or no, that's not right. We are currently right here. And we're going to be going over to here and then over to there. So I kind of have, the loop is sort of like this. So I still need to kind of come around like that and then show back up over here. So this is mostly the agenda for today, is to continue working on this. These ones here that are kind of tailored like this is a blueprint that I created. So I created a few train blueprints to kind of play with. Single rails, those were the old ones. I do have some posts, just some things like this, but none of that's installed right now. I mostly just have been working with these. Now I have incline and declines. They sort of work okay. I thought I could just use one to do both, but it didn't quite work that way. I have a 5-degree turn, and that has been very helpful. I have another one, but it doesn't quite work right, the left side, so I do any left turns right now I'm doing them manually, which is fine. But yeah, I also added some additional driving ones as well, so I have a bunch of those that we'll play with at some point. I don't know if we'll get to any of the vehicle stuff today. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment, so let's go ahead and take a little ride over to where I need to work. But again, I did decide to do... Oh, if you see these little gaps right here, it's the auto connection feature. Some of them didn't quite connect right. I got to go back and, tweak some cosmetics. You can kind of see the rail off in the distance there. I spent almost 4 or 5 hours yesterday working on this, so yeah. Now everything's floating and it's fine. I'll fix it later. I did make some tweaks to the to my base as well, which we can look at later if you guys are interested. Maybe not today, maybe later in the week or something. But so far so good. I haven't tested the other direction to see if that's going to be a problem right there. It's on my to-do list. But right now I only have the one train, so eventually as we expand and I start transporting more stuff, then, we'll expand it. Now right now the train is only going to have 4 cargo things. 2 from there and 2 down at the starter base. I'm not going that fast because I'm going to gain some speed right here. Kind of feels like a roller coaster. So I have 2 items that we had built before over here that I'm now collecting into this. So I'll have these 2 cars, and then these 2 empty platforms are for the concrete. So I have to kind of build it out based off of positions where the cars are. So we're kind of making our way over slowly. I wasn't sure if I really wanted my rail to be this high up in the air, but I still might do a double stack system, so it works for now. And get a good glimpse of some of the other areas over here too, which is always helpful. Um, but I'm going to have to slow down here. We're coming to the end of the line. I'm stopping short because I don't want to go down down here. So I started, this was like the last thing I was working on last night when I decided I had enough. So I still need to add in so right now I just have this direction. I still need to put that one in over there. You can kind of get the gist of about where we're at. There's the newer concrete factory that is waiting for me to finish. Granted, when I got the concrete over here, I'll finish getting that built out. Caterium over there. I did, you can't really see it, but you get a glimpse. Let me go into photo mode for a second. You can see over here, this is some of the newer materials from the Architecture Plus, but you can see this was from what we did last time, and I have it producing. The boards have already been produced. It's not rendering anything at the moment because it's photo mode, but yeah, so all of that's good. I even started working on where the manufacturers are going to be. It's way over there. It's kind of hard to see because my power plant's in the way too. But we'll get to that. Maybe we'll go by and look at that stuff later. But I am working on a setup for computers. And I have a new build for computers too. Alright, so where I left off... well, let me just describe what's going on here. So... this rail right here that I'm standing on is the rail that's used for this part right here. These two are actually pass-through. So this is a much larger rail system. So what I haven't put in down here yet is how that will actually come over here. So I need to expand a little bit, and basically I have to take this rail and connect it into the system. So we'll be doing that here in a few minutes. Uh-oh, I have some leaves in the way here. Yeah, there we go. Anyway. So what I needed to do originally was count out how many of these how many total stations we have. There's actually 11 if you count the station itself. You can see that I have it here. I haven't built the thing that goes over this yet, and I even haven't named it yet. So it gives you arbitrary names, which is kind of funny. But with the modular system, it actually gives you, you have extensions and walkways and middle sections, and so there's a lot to it. But essentially we have the station itself, which is straight train station left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is number 11, which means that on the other side, right here, is where I need to put in the right side. So basically, train station right goes here. And so I need to make sure that it's positioned correctly. See that the platform is on this side, and the rail, I need to make sure the rail's positioned correctly. On here it's positioned like right in the center of that, which it looks like it is, but I need to move it over here to that position where it's even with this one. So it's funny that they have the arrow here, so this tells me that it's kind of like a blueprint. But yet that's the direction it's going, even though the arrow says that way. Kind of weird how that works. Sirius is Stockholm. Alright, so we have that in place. So now I can add in the empty platforms. They even have what's called dummy platforms. Decoration which looks like an empty platform. Well, I'm putting in empty platforms because I don't know how long the train's going to end up being, so I figured it would be easier for me to set up however many in case I need to add more cars. So in the beginning, it's just going to have 4 cars. So when I finish, I'll be right at the end of the line here. One more. Okay. So now I have all of them, and I end it here. But you can see I extended the platform out a little bit, so I need to do that. This is is part of a blueprint. Let's go like that. Now, I went out this far, which I think looks good. So we'll see if I can pull the same thing over here. So grab the railway and I think I got that right, but I don't know. This is all learning for me right here. Like I said, I haven't really... It looks even. Like I said, I do have... I do have infinite nudge. Now, I can't go an infinite number. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. You have to unlock the ability to go further. And... Ooh. Something doesn't seem right. Oh, I guess it was right. Yeah, so I have some extra like styling I think I need to do in here. Right now I'm just concerned with getting all of it set, you know, and I'm going to come back and update the cosmetics and all that. Alright, so in this case we're going to use the gantry style here. And then I should be able to add in a middle gantry. I don't even know how this works. I've never used it. Middle station? Oh. Okay. I'm still learning how all this works, so... Why doesn't that go on there? Is that supposed to go all the way across? Yeah, this is just me kind of learning how this works. I'll go up real quick. So I've never used this one, and I wonder if this one's designed when they're both going the same direction. Maybe I shouldn't use this one. Maybe I should use this. The rounded one is the one that I had set up on the other ones. But I don't think that works quite that way. Interesting. Go back over here real quick. Yeah, I think it's designed to... Let's see. Is there something else I can do on this one? Oh. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks right. Very nice. All right, then each one of these get, you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to put over it. So they would get like a square or rounded. So let's look at that. And so I'm not sure how these are supposed to look in conjunction with, say, the other side. You know, because again, this is all a learning thing for me. So I don't know if I have to put this one in. Maybe that's what attaches to these. Oh, okay. Very nice. So let's, we did square ones over here, right? Yeah, square gantries. So if I do... So if we do square ones like that, we can put in... There we go. Kind of cool. Now I have no idea what these are for. End cap for visually terminating station gantries. I have no idea how that works. What do you think? I like it. Now we need to pick a name for this destination, so I'm not going to use those. And these only go in whenever we have cargo, so I'm leaving these open because, well, they're empty. All right, so make sure that one looks the same. It does not. Try that again. Yeah, I think so. I guess that's the only way it goes in. Interesting how that works. Okay. Middle station. All right. Well, I guess this is how it's going to look. But yeah, like I said, I went with these because I wanted to run much bigger railing systems, okay? I even want to go larger than this. This is just what I'm doing here. It's kind of my first one. You know? Oh, wow. Ha! That's the first time I noticed that, so maybe I need to go back and fix those other ones. That's kind of funny that they put the signs in. I'll have to go back, like I said, and fix the other ones. Why would that sign be like that? It's supposed to go the opposite way. There we go. Okay, well, I guess I go fix the other one, because that went in perfectly. Granted, I don't know what those signs mean, but, you know. Let's go, let's take these out down here and fix that shit. Granted, doing this at night, not my particularly favorite thing to do. Alright, just so I can... I'm going to put one more... You know what? I think we can do it without it. Let's just focus on it without it. Okay. Really, really interesting. How that one does not want to line up with this. Oh, okay. So I have to do it like that. Granted, this one is supposed to always be going this way. So I'm not sure what this thing's supposed to do. But I'll just leave it like that. Alright, well that's cool. Now, I haven't put any signals in anything yet. No block signals, no path signals, any of that. That's like the last thing I'm going to be doing through here. Well, not the last thing. Cosmetics will be the last thing I do, but I'm not going to necessarily be worrying about those. I'm just going to move this forward a little bit. And I want to see if, because that arrow's there, is it going to automatically divert me over? Or is it going to allow me to go straight? So it automatically diverts me over. Interesting. I'll have to figure out how those are supposed to work. Because the sign dictates whether it should go that way or you know, stay on target. So, So I'll have to look into that to figure out how those are supposed to work. Because this was part of the design that the mod creator had shown in a photo. So, I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Again, I'm not too concerned at the moment. What would we call this? You know, what should we call this area? I try to keep it... I always forget what the what we call this region. As I can come in here, you can see we have power. We're already at 2,000 megawatts right now with everything under max consumption. Granted, we're not using that much. So this would be northwest. They call this the Rocky Desert. Rocky Desert. So that's what you see right there. And then this would be northeast. I'm usually going based on the direction, so. So northeast Rocky Desert. Go. Again, we'll be working on cosmetics and stuff later. Trying to determine if I should go straight one more time before I turn, or I could go straight a couple times before I turn. All right, let's see, trains. I misspelled some of my blueprints because I'm an idiot. So one of the things we try to do is the auto connect. You can see the chains. That means they are connected. So some things auto connect real easy. All right. Just trying to figure out when I need to turn. Do we go out towards the water and turn and go over the water before turning back? I think that might be how I'm going to do it, because we do have a bunch of stuff over there. You know, coal, we have bauxite, we got a whole bunch of stuff over there that I might use for an aluminum factory later. So I'm probably going to go up, get a little bit closer that way, so that way when I turn, I'm going to turn over the waterway. I think that's what I'm going to do. You can see I'm going through a lot of materials, so I can only go so far because of needing steel and concrete. All right, let's see. All right, I think from here we can take a gradual turn, maybe go. We don't have to take the full 5-degree turn, but, you know, a gradual turn going that way. Now again, I have to do this manually going left. The right side, turning right is not an issue, but for some reason turning left is. Now, like I said, I have a mod that allows me to turn. So I just have to get it all positioned right. So I have what's called curve. So you can see here right now it says 5 degrees, which will make it turn right. So I need to go negative. And if I do that, plus infinite, well, it's not truly infinite zoop, but it's pretty far. I can start to slowly make a little bit of a turn. So I do this from the outer area before I go straight. So I'm only going like 3 spaces instead of... and I just do that curve with just this one. The rest of these, I sort of line them up to fit. I could get them to kind of line up, but they don't quite line up when I do it like this. You can kind of see how that one's just a little bit farther back. So I usually set this back to default, because I need these to I need these to tuck in. You see how that tucks in like that? I need it to tuck in, which the curve one doesn't really do it for anything other than the initial one. So and then put that one in initial. Then, just like the other one, I need it to line up. And just like this one, I need this one to line up. When I do it, you can see how it's nice and straight. So I just needed a slight curve. So I'm going to stand in the center here. I think I can put the straight one in right here. Just like that. And then I should be able to just stand here and connect it. There. Easy peasy. This will just keep me from hitting the edge, so a whole bunch of critters down there. It's just going to keep going. Now these are built in the 5x5 blueprint, so the Mark II blueprinter. And before I do another one, just to see how much further out we've got. Okay. So far so good. Gives me a little bit of an explorer time too. There's a copper node right there. And I am high enough, I can still do production stuff too. So I'm not terribly worried. But I think I'm gonna curve once I get around that tree, rather than going through the tree. Also trying to make sure that my beams and my concrete have a chance to replenish themselves through the dimensional depot. Okay. I think now might be the right time to start turning again. So the curve was still at a -5 degree turn. Kind of go a little bit out. So this is a little bit further than 5 times. 5 times is the length of all of my other blueprints. Let's Let's pull that back to 5. Looks like I can go a little bit straighter and then turn again. I'll go back and get the train and I'll bring it up, you know, too, so it won't be completely yeah, I think we can go one straight piece and then turn again. Just as easy. So if you guys are enjoying this so far. What is that? Okay. Yeah, there's still a lot. There's still areas over here that I haven't explored yet. I think we can go ahead and safely curve again. Again, we have our 5-degree. This time we can go a little bit further, I think. So I'll go out to 10 and I'm just going to walk out there and check the direction and see if I like the direction it's going. Okay. So it's literally going right over the edge. Not bad. I mean, a lot of what's right there is kind of what we're going to be building, but doesn't mean we have to build on top. It means we can move it. Put it over here and trail it over here, so not an issue. We're up pretty high anyway. Okay. So everybody have a good weekend. I had plans, but they didn't end up happening, so I spent much time in here instead. We have an issue with our garage door opener for the main garage. The belt is loose, so I think the like a tensioner spring or something. And this is the belt that drives the whole mechanism to lift it up with. It appears like the belt is everything's there. I think whatever is used to tension it is either loose or broken, and so I have to work on that sometime this week. I was going to work on it over the weekend, but it rained. And while one is not directly related to the other, it sort of is, because the only way... so I have two garage doors, a normal, a regular door, and then one of the wide ones, like a two-door garage, or like a two-car garage, kind of wide. Well, it's the two-car one that has the issue, and all of my tools are in the other one. And right now, there's too much crap in my garage, so there's no path between them. So I needed to set stuff out in the driveway so I could set up room between them. And herein lies the problem. It was raining, so I couldn't really just set a bunch of stuff out there to get messed up. So this is a little bit harder to set. So we have to do this one a little bit different. Keeping it in between the lines here. Get it so far. I think we can get it from here now. So yeah, I needed to clean between both of them, and right now it just... I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it during the week when I have a moment. Go a little bit further. All right. So let's run back here and get the train and move it forward. This also helps me check the rails too. But yeah, so a lot of things just didn't happen this weekend. I have a planter box that I've been slowly working on over the course of a few months. Only because I'm lazy. I should have had it done back in April. But I'm ready to put the slats in, and, well, it rained. So I couldn't do that either. So either way, the rain yesterday just kind of messed up a whole bunch of stuff for me. So I used that time to work on putting a rail system in this game. Working on another production building. Over there, getting that one that makes the circuit board started, putting in these mods, kind of shopping around at the mods a little bit. Oh, that made me so nervous right there. And if you're on YouTube and you want to know what those mods are, I did put the links in the description below the stream, so you'll be able to look at them. Like I said, one of them is Architecture Plus, one was Infinite Zooping, one was this Circle Helper, one was, there was two Infinite ones. Can't remember. Here, let me, I can tell you what they were. I just got to bring up the list. All right, so we have Architecture Plus, Curve Builder, Gateways Extension, which will be kind of neat, Infinite Nudge, that was the other one, Infinite Zoop, the Stations, and Structural Solutions, which is another more cosmetic stuff. So that's what we have. So Infinite Nudge, so I can do all kinds of cool nudging with it. It'll kind of help, get everything in place. Structural Solutions is the bottom one down here, which has got a lot of cool walls and big frames and other types of floors. Some of you have watched me stream before, have probably seen me use this one because it's got like metal grating. It's got a fencing system, which is a taller one. Those big fence auto gates. I really like that mod, so I put it in there. And I don't plan on putting any other ones in. Those were just the ones. I did have a train skin mod, but I guess it's not working properly, so, you know, not much I can do about that. All right, a bunch of straight pieces now. So what about you, Chris? How was your weekend? What am I out of? I'm low, very, very low on concrete right now. I've used up all my concrete. And what's funny is I think a lot of my concrete was in my truck. Or no, I got all the concrete out of the truck. I might have to drive the train all the way back to the very beginning and get more concrete. Actually, no, I could just go back to the starter base and get concrete. So let's go back to the starter base real quick, because it is the closest station that has concrete, and go get some more concrete. You guys get to see me drive backwards. Because, yep, these things can go backwards, too. It's like getting a nice, modest tour of the entire... You know, I just realized something. I'm going to flip that to go this way because I don't need to go into the terminal. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I did these backwards. I hope I didn't put them in backwards. I don't think I did. There, so now it should go through the straight area instead of cutting over into the thing. It should go straight. And I should probably do that on the other side too with the other one. Ooh, that was weird little hook right there. Yeah, we just have to go back to this other location real quick, and then I can get some more concrete. You can also see over here that there's the old starter base. I did take out the blueprint building, and I moved my hub over to the new location. Over there is where my other concrete factory, or not concrete, but my other steel factory is. Right over there. Now, I could have put a cargo thing on this and everything so I could take cargo, but with these sitting here, if I pull up next to them, they might try to load it. I don't want to load right now. Oh, I don't know why I went that far. So these are examples of ones that load from the bottom. You notice there's no things on the back here. They actually load from the bottom. So check this out. Whoa. They have the chutes underneath. Now I have one of these things coming down out of it, so you can't really see. But you can see right there, there's empties right there. Check that out. But yeah, we're doing modular frames and the smart plating. That's what we're doing over here. So right over here is where I'm actually making the concrete for my dimensional depot. So yeah. There we go. You kind of see they don't completely line up. But another thing I'm going to end up doing is taking these two sulfur nodes, because I got one over there and over here. And I'm probably going to end up adding one of these on over here and loading it with sulfur. Because I need, in order to make gunpowder, I have to mix sulfur with coal. And I don't have any coal over here. So I might do that. So it might end up gaining an extra car. Or getting an extra one over here. So I just take an empty out and put one of those in. And I might just fill one up for sulfur. Alright, let's head back. Not a bad way to travel, if I do say so myself. Even if it looks like a floating platform right now. But I think it'll prove useful, and like I said, I'm probably going to set up a rail underneath this one. This will be the top rail. Once I get those brace things in, it's already set up to where I could fit either a rail or vehicles, like trucks and stuff. So it might be that these arrows have to point in the middle and that they'll only divert if they need to go to the station. I think that's supposed to dictate the primary line. I want to say that's what they're supposed to do. There's a lot I have to learn about trains. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, don't forget to hit that like button on YouTube. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think so far. Am I doing it all wrong? Feel free to add a comment and let me know. This is all learn. This is all learn. Even though I've been playing this game off and on for years, I've never put down trains. I think I played with it maybe briefly once, but I never actually finished a track or anything. So this is all new, even though I have probably close to 1,000 hours in the game as a whole. As I said before, I would get to exactly where I'm at right now, and then for some reason just never get very far with it. So that's changing now, but kind of it is what it is at the moment. Now the next thing that we're going to run out of is beams. I will say that I might have to go back all the way back over there to figure out how I'm going to connect these together. You know, because we're going to go into picture mode for a moment. So the power plant's right there. And see, we have to make our way over to that. You see where that is? Now, I'm probably going to stay along the rock line and try to kind of go up as far as I can, but I'm going to end up hitting this power pole, most likely. So I may have to move the power pole when I get over that way. Move it over or probably not that one, but the one that's like right there. I might have to move it. But I don't know, we'll see. I want to be able to still bring a vehicle up here and still be able to go down this, but I'm not going to put a road in place. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But I'll need to swing over and try to stay close to the rocks. I might even have to go up a little bit too. But we're not even close to that yet. We got a little bit of a ways to go going straight before we're worried about turning and going up that way. But yeah, just kind of painting that picture, guys. But I'm also taking my time because, like I said, I'm going to run out of beams. Believe it or not, the beams are for the rails, not for the rest of it. So the beams and the pipes are used in the rail system. Actually, I think this stuff uses beams too, but not that many. These are, yeah, 3 and 3. So, yeah. It definitely won't take long before we're going to have to wait. Now, if you're on Twitch and you're enjoying the stream, if you haven't followed the channel, be sure to follow. And also, you know, Bezos money is always welcome. I do have a goal to try to get my YouTube channel monetized by the end of the year. All right, let's kind of go up and see kind of where we're at. I think when we get to a certain part, I'm going to start making the curve. Just kind of using this shoreline as sort of a measuring area here. Still got a ways to go, though. That, and I'm really low on beams right now. I should have went and got some beams while I was over there getting the concrete. All right, so we gotta wait for these to get caught up. So let's actually go back and get some beams out of the inventory system over there. Dang, you don't realize how far you go until you have to go back to the engine and realize, dang, must have laid like a couple of miles of track or something. But it'd be really nice to get this in place. The thing about the trains is they don't require anything but that little bit of electricity that I put on that one location, so the entire system is powered, which means there's no fuel involved or anything. It just runs on that little bits of electricity. And so if these things, you know, going to keep delivering and keep delivering or something along those lines. It's like I see another coal node over there. We'll be able to get a lot of stuff delivered, I think. Whoa, I was not expecting it to do that. Oh, I see. I think those signs change whenever you pass by. I think they change on their own. Okay. Because this thing wasn't supposed to change, but okay. I got it. It'll change direction, and that way any trains coming behind it will bypass. Yeah, that works. Alright, so the good news is we don't have to go completely all the way. We just have to go over, just over here. Kind of speed up a little bit. Let's get past our other factory stuff. I am looking at making some adjustments to that factory over there that makes plastic and rubber. It's not really feasible to increase production, but since the outgoing product is something that could be useful, I think I can actually, well, I'm pretty sure I have the mods to convert it to other products. I know I can convert it over to fuel, which could be a good thing because then I can use it to make packaged fuel that can then be used for the vehicle system. And that might be what I'll end up using it for. I'll have to figure out how to deliver it to all of the locations that might have fuel stations and whatnot. But that's a me problem. So it's right over there is where we're going. I just need to get to the top of the hill here. Come on. There you go. We'll just rocket ourselves down. I don't want to exit out and end up on the ground. Right here. Okay. So I got to go down there and get some more steel beams to fill up some of these empty spots. So we can keep going. I am low on pipes too, but I have a decent amount of pipes, so I'm not too worried about those. Okay, here we go. Just a little rocket, just a little rocket fuel here. You can see that the production is actively running right now. I actually, when I came over here over the weekend and realized that one of mine wasn't even working properly. I was like, what? Yeah, this one over here, for some reason, I forgot to hook up one of the lines, so it wasn't even making anything. But it sure as hell's making stuff now. But this is where we're going, it's just right here. As you can see, we have... Keep one slot open. And yeah, we should be good. Now, is there anything I can drop out of here? Kind of. Do I have a thing over here? I don't remember. I might have one. Do I have one over there? I'm trying to remember if I had a... I don't. I thought I had a thing over here that I could make stuff with. Maybe I do. It's just... Well... Just put it right over here. Crafting bench. It's going to free up some space, so I have some power shards here. This will allow me to free up 2 spots. Look at that. Let's get a couple more stacks. There. Now I just have to get back up there. Lovely. So first we'll go to that spot. Here we go. Look at that. Just like that. We're back in it. Yeah, I'll come through and style all this stuff later. I'm more wanting just to get it made than I am worried about what it looks like. So I kind of like these curve things, but I can't really do that. I didn't really have that. I can't really do that on the inclines and declines, so I'm not sure what to do about that. But I'll that's a me problem. I'll figure it out. Of course, these are running, you know, the 4mm, right? And those are 2s. I do have a 4s and 2s. They're not as, or no, these are 8s. I'm sorry, 8-meter stick. The big one, big boys. And I have ran my train off the tracks twice working on this because I didn't brake fast enough. My internet is ass right now. I may drop off. All right, man. It happens. I know you were having issues on Friday, too. I'm just working on this rail system. Trying to get it back over to where my concrete factory is. And once I get this all connected, then I get to go back over to this location and set up a storage warehouse to store all of the stuff that's going to be coming in, because I'm going to be using trucks to transport it to the different factories. Spectrum's always having problems. Yeah, Xfinity, Spectrum, they're all kind of messed up. You know, back in the day, in the early days, cable modems from cable providers just ran like butter. Like, I never had any issues back in the early days. I was barely able to do my IT work. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, that stuff's coming from another country too, you know. Just so you know, that's coming from Australia, so if you know, you know. That's all I'll say about that. People who know me know what I'm describing there. Yes. Yes. Just leave it like that. I don't want to go any further with an explanation. People who know me know I train people for a living, and let's just say that our platform is hosted in another country. It's in Australia, which is like clear on the other side of the planet. You know, and if you worked anywhere with cloud providers and you're working in other regions and stuff, it can be a little bit of a mind job trying to coordinate IT stuff in other countries, because you have to wait for that entire, you know, you have to wait for the hops. So yes. Okay, I think we can kind of start. I don't know. I think I can go one more straight piece and then we can start making the turn. Yeah. Now this is going to be a gradual turn, not a big turn, a gradual turn, because I want to start acting like I'm heading that way. And so it'll be a gradual turn, because at some point I'm going to come back over to this point over here when we get farther that direction. And I can't do it today, but I want to set up, I may do a roundabout or something, because I want to be able to take this rail into that region over there too. It's not just going to be an isolated circle. I want to connect it to other regions at some point. So I may build an entire like towery looking thing over here, and then sort of rebuild that part of the track. So just FYI, for anybody who is curious about that. I do want to have all of my train systems connected. So we have a -5 again. I was not exactly talking about that website, but the new one would not function at all. Network error is over. Oh, right. Yeah, well, I can't speak to them. They did a complete redesign of their whole system, so, and it used to run way worse. If you're talking about the companion to that thing, yes, it used to run even worse than it does now. Right now, it seems to run pretty smooth, but it was way bad. It was worse than that. This was a whole new redesign. Kept signing me out. Ooh, yeah. Well, that that's definitely a connection thing for sure. Yeah, not much we can do about that one. But yes, if anybody, I don't really talk about what I do anymore for a living, but I am a trainer. I teach people how to be IT professionals. So, if anybody watches this later and wants to know anything more about that, you can let me know in the description or anything. We can kind of talk privately about it. I don't really go too much detail about it here. Still no sign of helipad landing spot or air runways. Hey, Proto. Proto on Twitch for anybody who's wanting to know. One of my moderators. A helipad. Well, they do have... There is a... it's not a hovercraft, but... They do have drones in this game, but you have to get to the higher tiers before you get to the drones. So. Oh, no. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to give out any details anymore. But yeah, people who know me on Twitch know me as a trainer, an IT trainer. I've been a software engineer for 15, 16 years. And I'm an IT trainer currently. So sometimes we get into programming conversations on the channel. I try not to do it too much now that I'm on YouTube, because these videos will be up there forever unless I take them down myself. We can occasionally talk about such things, but I don't want it to take away from the game and what we're doing here. So just so everybody knows. Oh, that would be the long way for the drone like then? Oh, well, I mean, just so you guys know, here's where I'm at. And here's where we're going. We're going to this right here. So I'm going to curve around like this and head into here. Oh, I know that. I know that. I'm not terribly worried about it. I don't like to mix my personal and my work. Is the thing. So like when I'm working, I don't really talk about what I do here. Occasionally I'll mention it toward the end of a course to students, just but I try not to do it too much. Just like I don't really do the whole cross promotion between what I do for a living and what I do here. And it goes both ways. because it's not about one or the other, if that makes any sense at all. But no, I'm not going to unlist things. It's fine. We're good, man. Don't worry about it. Oops. We need railways. Now, I will say this. If anybody who watches this wants me to set up a separate YouTube channel and talk about being a software engineer, let me know in the description. I have considered doing that. I actually own a domain called, and I legit own this domain. It's called engineerbasics.com, where I actually thought about doing something like that. I'm not talking about full-on teaching programming. I won't do that because that's what I get paid to do. But to talk about engineering concepts, there's concepts of engineering that, you know, people who go to university will learn, right? And so that is what I'm referring to. Okay, 2 nice straightaways. I'm gonna go back and get my train now. So it's something I've considered doing. I wanted to talk about sort of these intangibles, these things about like talking about architecture, talking about things that I might discuss in a class, but I go into a deeper dive. Because in the class setting, it's not really something that needs to be talked about, because fundamental programming is just that. It's just fundamental. But being an architect is a whole different thing. You know, being an engineer is a whole different thing. And I am like one of the few developers who doesn't use AI. So, you know, I probably wouldn't have that discussion about agentic AI or any of that kind of stuff. Because, and I'm not anti-AI. I do use it, just not for that. I am of the belief that as a developer, you really need to understand what you're doing. And don't let something like an agentic AI take that away from you. And that's as far as I'm going to take that. Yes. Ooh. Train collision? Okay. That was awkward. Okay. Let me figure out where this brake is right here. Let's see if we can fix it. There's a brake over here somewhere. Did it reach the limitation of the power or something? Well, I haven't built the website yet. I said I own the domain. Right there. Something right here. Something is broken right here. How are you derailing right here? There is nothing here that would derail you. Yeah, the server doesn't exist because I haven't built it yet. Oh, yeah, no worries. Okay, let me check to make sure that this thing is... Let me put this back in. It's auto-connected. Both sides. Okay, let's move up a little bit. I must not have had that connected right there or something. Yeah, it's working fine now. But yeah, it's a website that it's a domain that I own. No power. Right there. Okay. So let's take this one out. Okay, so right there. Why am I hearing Thomas the Tank Engine every time you drive that thing? I think I can. 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 Yeah, I really got to pay attention to these. Alright, so let's just... Okay, everything should be good now. Let's see. I might go one more straight, and then I'm going to start turning that way again. Or should I go a little bit further? Because where I got to go is over that way. So you can see where that building is. So I have to sort of attach to this. And I'm probably going to even have to go up. Now that I think about it. I may have to incline it to get it up there. Let's go one more straight. And then start turning. Alright. Start turning that way. -5 degrees. And this is going to be sort of like gradual turns and straights. Gradual turns and straights. Might be good enough. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Because remember, I want to kind of go this straight here before I start turning again. Okay, yeah, that works. I will say that infinite nudge comes in handy, but it is sort of scary how easy it is to build shit really fast with that thing and accidentally build way more than you intended. Alright, so I'm going to put in my first straight piece here. And I think we can just connect that right over to it. So right there. Bam. Alright. Now we don't have that many straights before we're going to have to start turning again. Maybe 2, I'd say. Alright. Let's go get the locomotive and move it forward. Yeah, once we get all this set up, I can add in the rail cars and probably, you know, I can't really have it make trips until I get the signals put in first. Even though I just have the one train on there. There we go. Okay, I think we can go one more and then maybe start the turn. So we're going to try to aim this over towards that way. Six, I think. I don't mind doing this one by hand. I'll eventually put the blueprint in to fix, so I don't have to do this. In groups of 5, and then, you know, maybe 3 or something. So it's aiming directly towards that before I curve again. So what's everybody else? What's everybody up to? You know, how are you? know what I mean? How are ya? Yeah, I think we might have to go up at some point. That's where we're heading. Again, I want to try to follow that line. If I do it just right, I'm probably going to have to go up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to put one straight piece in. Let's see if we can get that to connect. All right. Might get away with two straight pieces here. The good thing about blueprints is, you know, if I do need to take one out because I have to do something, it's not that difficult to do. You can delete the blueprint instead of having to do each individual. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more blueprints, I think, going forward. Something I didn't really do enough before. All right, let's go one more straight. And I think we'll finally be ready to make that final, or one of the final curves, I think. Definitely going to have to go up a little bit, I think. Almost certain of it. I don't know. I think I can go one more straight before I get to that. Let's try one more straight. Yeah, I think that works. Let's go back and get the rail. Got about 20 minutes to go in the stream tonight. Now, whether or not we get it connected, I don't know. I mean, I'll try to get it. If we don't get it connected today, then I'll try to work on that tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm definitely high enough in the air that it's not going to interfere with any of my productions, so that's good. But I'm pretty happy so far with the way it's coming out. At least Melted Kingdom, UK, started cooling down this week. Well, I can't say the same for us. Today is one of the hottest days of the year so far. I think they estimated 110 degrees in our temperature rating was like supposed to be like the heat index. Something crazy. All right, so we're gonna make a big turn here. So a big 10 curve here is where we'll start. Now, is this going to be enough turn, or did I need to go a little further? We'll probably go straight and then maybe a little bit of a left and then a little bit of a right or something, or maybe I'll keep going. But yeah, we're definitely going to be turning a little bit right. I just hope I get a chance to work on my garage door opener this week. I think my wife is eager to park back in the garage again. My vehicle doesn't get parked in the garage, but hers does. Okay. Okay. Fun, fun, fun. So let's grab the rail and let's bring it down a little ways, a little at a time. I like to be very careful about how I do this. Typically I'll put a beam out like that, so that way I don't end up going into the drink. Oh. Apparently it's too short. That's okay. Huh. That one did it. Go figure. Alright, so we're going to continue the curve a little bit more. Let's see, is that good enough? Yeah. And I think we'll take a straight and then we're going to start going up. We're going to have to climb a little bit. Okay. Like I said, we're going to go straight one. Which might help that one connect over to me here. There we go. Alright, so we're going to have to start going up now. I don't think we have to go up that far. Maybe just one-ish. It's hard to say, really. I'll just start with one incline, and we'll see if we have to go any higher than that. So I have these... it's called an include. It's an incline. As you can see, like that. Now you can see that they don't exactly meet. So this is one of those where we have to kind of go out and then raise it up. You can kind of see how the auto connect is working, right? So I have to play around with this until until it looks like it's going to line up okay. So it's connected, but I want it to actually look good instead of looking weird. And of course, I'll have to fix the gaps later. Now, is this going to be high enough, or should I go one more? Oh, it's really tough. I'm going to go one more high up, and then we'll go straight after that. The good news is, at least with these, they should connect to themselves just fine. Yeah. It's just when you're connecting it to like straight pieces or whatever that they act a little weird. Okay. So now I feel like if I go straight, I'm going to be like right there, which means it's probably still going to have to go up even higher. But I'll worry about that once I make the turn. Go that way. So let's do a straight here. Bring it down. And then I just need to look at it and see if I need to raise it a little bit, or that doesn't look too bad. This also gives me a chance to see where it lines up with that. So I almost feel like I need to go up one more on this before I do that. I think I will. One more incline. Or include, as I put on there. Just kind of funny. One more include. Okay, now we can put in the straight piece. This way we have all of our nudging. It's not bad. Just has to be far enough that it makes sense. So again, that actually takes me up above that, which is a good thing, because I want it to be up above that. So now we can do some straight pieces, and then I'll bring the train up here. It takes a little bit of electricity to get that damn train to come up the hill, so... So now we can kind of see where we're going. So... kind of see, yeah, we're probably going to have to go up to get over this, and then as you can see where the road goes around like that, we're going to be kind of going like that. So it's definitely going to be going up a little bit higher. Let's go down and get the train and bring it up here. Try not to fall off the rail in the process. Not bad. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go up higher again because I need to clear that rock before I make the turn. So probably going to go up too. I feel like I'm making a roller coaster. Go. Let's put another one in there. And the 4 meter is the higher incline for me. Let's go one more. Then we do a straight, and then we make a partial turn to the right. So let's get a straight one in there. Looks good. Okay. Again, we're shooting for that direction. Now, like I said, I actually do have a curve, 5-degree curve. Doesn't exactly match up, does it? It does when you go like that, though. So that's why I say I got the right side. I got the turn right one. I just didn't get the turn left one set up. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I don't know if I'm going to get any better than that. What do you guys think? It's a nice straight shot. I mean, I might still have to go up a little higher, but yeah, I like it. More straight pieces. Damn, I already went through all of that steel beams that I had in here. And all of the concrete that I have in here. I have a little bit of concrete left. Oof, talk about almost barely getting it. Oh yeah, I can tell just by looking that I'm going to have to go higher. I mean, it's like that's the level and it's close. But I kind of want to be above. I almost want to come down to it. All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. Do I want to make another slight turn? I don't know. I feel like I need to be closer to the rocks, you know? All right, let me see what a curve looks like. A right curve. See if it might be too much or... Yeah, that might be too much. So I think I'm going to have to make a curve. I don't know. Maybe get a little further in out first. What's the plan? Hey, Valerius, welcome to the stream. So I'm trying to connect my entire, so I have an entire circle. So right over there, you see that building right there, is my wet concrete factory, and I have a train station right there. I went all the way down, and you can see the rail system coming all the way around. And now I'm just trying to make my way over to it. So that's the current plan. And I don't know, I feel like I need to make another slight turn though. Does it look like I'm going to hit that rock if I keep going straight? I feel like I might hit that rock. I think I might want to make a slight turn. So I think I get a little bit further up, I might make yeah, I think I might make a slight turn. I am playing random nodes, yes sir. Random nodes, mostly pure. 20 times. Yeah, 20 times the space elevator parts. Built the hub? I built the hub. Oh, right. I took the hub down to put in my newer base. I haven't put it back in yet. Yeah, so 20 times space elevator parts, half power, random nodes, mostly pure. Do a single foundation line out to see, then make adjustments to your track. Yeah. It does kind of mean going all the way back around. I guess I don't have to go all the way back around. Let me bring my train up here. This is just down the hill. It's just down over here. Let me bring the train up, and then I'll jetpack my way over there and work my way over here. I think that might be the better approach at this point. But yeah, I was telling everybody else earlier, I've been playing this game for years, but I never really got to the point where I did railroads. Because I have a habit of playing a game for a period and then moving on to something else. And so Tiers 5 and 6, which is where I'm at now, is really the farthest I've gotten, but I never got around to putting in trains. So, yeah. So this is my first full train path. So I'm bound to make a jumble of mistakes here. I am playing, I did install mods, so I'm not completely modless. I was completely modless up until Saturday. And now I play with mods, so. Me too, bro. Not heavy on using trains, but have belt highways instead. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have the belt highways per se. Let me put it to you this way. I'm going to go down here for a second. The node that's usually down here on this playthrough, these are usually iron. They're coal. And over there, that's usually a concrete factory. That is my current fuel power plant, gas power plant. It was a pure oil node instead of concrete, or instead of instead of making a concrete thing there. So I made it into a power plant. This is one of my power station blueprints. Yeah, I got all kinds of shit going on right now. And I am on the wrong, I'm on the wrong one of these. I need to be going that way. But yeah, I decided that this playthrough, I wanted to do, kind of hard. So, 20 times elevator parts. So that's insane already. I gotta put some foundations on this thing. you know, like found, but everything runs at half power. So all the machines run at half power. These guys are all set to only attack me if I attack them, but of course it just makes them always passive. Except for those damn little bees and shit. I tried random nodes, got dealt garbage. 0 limestone? Oh, wow. Dude, up here, whenever I used to play this particular area as a starter area, this was always my, where I did my power station. I would build my power station over here, as far as coal power. But yeah, I have two pure limestone over here, and then a normal. Oh yeah, it's great. And you know, with the new playthrough, random nodes, I don't have the blue weird stuff over here in the centerpiece. That's oil sitting in the center of water. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's there for later. But yeah, this is my wet concrete factory. I produce 640 concrete a minute in this factory. So, in fact, you can kind of see it in action here. If I have a ton of storage to store all the concrete, because I'm going to be supplying a lot of my factories from this particular factory here. You can see it's all running wet concrete all the way down the line. So I got a sink over here. Each line is running 320, 340, something like that. I make 6 something a minute. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a lot. And then this is a sort of a hidden space where I'm running some of my logistics. So, yeah, cool little setup here. Probably one of my cooler buildings. All right, so I'm also running these modular train stations. So that's what this is a modular train station. So I need to go straight and start turning that way. Manifolds or load balancers? Both. It depends on the production line I'm building. I've mostly done manifolds in the game, but I'm trying to do more load balancing too. So that one I think runs a little bit of, yeah, it's kind of a little bit of both, I think. But this is the only production I have over here right now. Most of my stuff is over there. All right, I have to, I gotta take this out. Actually, I don't have to take it out, but I should. No, don't do that. Let's take that out. I'll fix this later. All right. Come on. There we go. Every time. So I probably could have just kept those in there the whole time. Load balancers are easy with Mark 6 belts. The numbers are super nice. Yeah, I look forward to that. Alright, I'm hoping I don't have to take that out because it's supplying everything right now. Alright, I do have a blueprint for turning right. 2-way, 5 degree. It acts really weird when I put it in, but it does connect. There we go. Auto connects. Make sure everything's lined good though before I Good. Uh-oh. I have a cure for that. Excuse me, I do a little bit of tree trimming. Got a little tree trimming I gotta do. Alright, let's see if this turn avoids hitting that. Wow, you would think that this would actually line up because it's the same fucking curve. Yeah, that's why I wanted to put it in first to see. I really don't want to have to move that. Because it is literally supplying that entire infrastructure right there. I mean, it'll work if that wasn't there. I figured I was probably going to have to move this. So let me create another one of these. Let me put it over here. I hate that I can't see these things. And let's take that. Damn it. Take that. Oh, I'm trying to... There. Alright, so that gets rid of that. That stays connected, and everything's hunky-dory. I think I can hug the wall. Oh, you think it's tight over here. You should see it over there. I'm actually rubbing up against a rock over there. I haven't tested that part of the rail because I don't have a car for that particular rail. My vehicle is riding on this inside rail right here. Alright, I think I can hug this again. Let's see. If it doesn't work, I can always... I have the curve mod in. I can create a new one that goes bigger than 5 degrees, so... Not terribly worried. Whoa. That is not the right one. No, that's the right one. Why is it going the other way? Okay. Yeah, it's a big ass curve, but I need to do it. Oh yeah, we got this. We got this. Look at that. Now, I don't need a full one. Yeah, it's going to be close for sure. I could go straight and then maybe turn again. Let me go straight once. These are all set, in 5 segments. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn. I'm gonna have to take that straight out, and I'm gonna have to turn it this way. I think in order for this to line up. So. Now, normally I end the stream at 10, but since we're so close to this, we're going to go ahead and just keep going until we get this thing. All right, I think we can put a one turn here. Yeah, I think a slight turn, take that out and do a slight turn this way, and these things might line up. I mean, I don't think they're at the same level. I'm probably going to have to put an incline on that one to get to this one, but, you know, we'll worry about that when we get there. But I think it's good. I think we're going to, let me get a straight piece in here. Oh, I'm out of pipes. Son of a bitch. And I don't have any pipes on me. Let me see. Do I have any in my truck? My truck is right over here. Let's see if I got any pipes in the truck. This might be convenient if I do, but I don't think I do. And I needed to be able to make sure that my truck could still drive up here. Let's check the back of the truck. Oh, look at that. 200 pipes. Thank you. Huh. Yeah, depending on how long you're going to be here, I can, if I get this connected in a pretty decent pace here, I'll show you my base that's under construction, because it's not, well, you can't see it because it's on the other side of this rock, but it's over that way. Let me get a straight piece in here, like I said. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to I don't think my incline it's too long, so I'm gonna have to make it shorter. But yeah. All right, so let me see if I can jetpack my ass over there now. But yeah, I got to take that straight piece out, and I got to make another turn. We're gonna have to do it by hand though, because I don't think my right-hand turn is going to be, might be too much. Gotta love this biofuel. Yeah, I have both my I guess my Mark 1 and my Mark 2 blueprint maker in. Oh, just barely made it. Yeah, I've got both of those. I've got an underground, I wouldn't call it underground, but I have a basement area that I have set up where I could dump stuff in, and some of it will make power shards, some of it makes liquid biofuel. Yeah. All right. Let's get rid of that blueprint right there. Oh, gonna get a good glimpse of it. It's right there. I really need to make a slight turn. Not a big turn, a slight turn. I think if I put a 5 degree in, it's gonna be too much. I mean, let me put it in first, and then I'll see if it's too much, because I can always back part of it out. These are 5x, so I can always take it out. Oh, wow, that's going the wrong way. Let's try that again. Let's try that again, but maybe reverse it the correct way. Yeah, that's definitely too much. Okay, we're going to put in a new curve. And I think a 2 degree turn is going to be what I need. So let me do this. So I'll show you the new curve mod I'm running. Hold on one second. It's down in the description of the stream here, but it's called Curve Builder. How simple can it be called? But Curve Builder. So just to get a recap, the mods I'm now running are Architecture Plus, Curve Builder, gateways extension, which has to do with like walkways and shit. Infinite nudge, infinite zoop, modular stations, which we've already seen, and the structural solutions, and that's it. One of these days, I will consider doing. I will consider a trying out the farm mod again. You can see on the left there where it says adjust the angle. So caps lock. We need to go this way, so I need a 2-degree turn. And then because this has zooping, I can do that. I think a 2-degree turn is exactly what I needed. So let me just look at that dead in the eye. Pretty damn close. I mean, it's going to be probably a little wonky over here, but we'll get it. We'll figure it out. All right. Doing these by hand is not that big a deal. Switch this back to default. I don't do the curve one with these, just with the outer. I've tried it and it never turns out right, at least the ones that I've done. The 2 degrees are probably fine. The 5-degree ones never turn out right. I was messing with that. I was messing with this stuff for several hours yesterday. Trying to do as much of it in the blueprinter as I could. But, you know, I thought maybe I could reverse a few things. It would be fine. And yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't quite work. So that's why I don't, that's why this left turn is broken. because yeah. All right, so come over here. Grab the railway. Bam. Bam. Easy peasy. All right, so we should be able to run straights for a little while until I have to do another incline. So let's see how far we can get before I run out of materials again. But yeah, this when you do the 25 times space elevator parts, it's crazy how much you have to build. Like the right now the framework, I have to do like 62,000 parts for the framework alone. And I'm not even halfway there yet. I'm close, but not quite. But I also don't have it going straight into the elevator either. I've been manually moving it because I tried doing it with trucks. I like trucks, but trucks need a system where you can tell it to freaking stop. Just stop and wait. There is nothing in there to tell it to stop and wait. And that is a red flag for me. Oh, look at that. We're almost there. And you can see that these are definitely on different levels. So I'm going to go up now. Might include, it's supposed to say incline, but I'm an idiot, so don't mind me. Okay, so go forward a little bit. So I start to see the connection. There we go. Raise. Like it. Let's go forward. It's connected. Looks okay. Now, did that give me the same? I think it did. It came really close. It's really, really close. I might have to do that last bit by hand, but that's fine. Okay, go out a little bit further. Does that look okay? Oh, looks like a good arc. Wow, that is so close. It's gnarly. You know what I mean? It's like, it's going to be the slightest of inclines. But we're almost there. Wow. I don't even know what to say on that one. All right, we're going to do an incline, and then I'm going to deconstruct it. So, bear with me here. Okay, I'm going to build it. Now, I already know it's too long, so I'm going to have to deconstruct it to get it to connect. So I think we'll do it one segment at a time. I'll have to fix the rails. I'm not worried about the rails right now. Take the rail part out. Let me, I'm going to go over to there and this is just to try to gauge just how much I have to take out. I didn't really mean to do that, but okay. I can connect these and then build underneath it, I suppose. Let me put it back in place again. I didn't mean to take the entire blueprint out. just I meant to take an individual section out, so that was my bad there. Okay. Take these parts out. That part out. This part out. I believe all I got to do is just connect those. Ooh, that is not quite what I wanted to do there, but we are officially connected. Now let's get in the train and let's take the trip and let's see if it makes it all the way over there. Like I said, I'll come in and I'll fill in all the rest of this later. It's cosmetic. We'll see if any of this stuff is broken as we're traveling. So we had to fix a few connections earlier. All right, here we go. Looking good. You can kind of see my one of my factories in the distance there. Not terrible. Not sure how this will work with cars on it, but we might have to test that out later. But looks like we're good to go. Oh, stop! All right. We have successfully created a full circle rail system. Very nice. Now I'm going to get in my pickup truck and go back to the base. Give you guys a little tour on the changes I made over there since we last were in. And go from there. Let's get some light on here. And I do like the fact that I could still drive through here, which is one of the things that I wanted to make sure I could still do. Although these animals over here are a pain in the ass because they get in the way. So I'm pretty happy about that we got that all done. Again, here's my power plant, really basic. I'm going to go back and style it all later. Some things I just needed to get built and worry about, was it first make it work, then make it pretty, as we say in the IT world? At least that's what we used to say back in the day. All right. Here is, I'll just stop you guys right here real quick and show you. This is where I'm going to be building the platforms for the final parts needed for phase 3. This first level, whoops, I thought I had it all in there. Nobody's seen this yet because I was working on this over the weekend, but I have 4 manufacturers here. They're actually going to be making the alternative Caterium computer, which uses quick wire, which I have an abundance of quick wire. Over there, that trail leading over to that that particular factory has Caterium in it, so I can get the Caterium over here. This is the old one. I don't have to make cables now. And I don't use plastic, I use rubber, which I have an abundance of rubber coming from that factory over there. So all of these are going to actually be making the Caterium computer. And it also makes more computers, so there'll be another level going up, and it'll make the heavy modular frames, and then another level going up that's going to make, you know, the space elevator parts. But yeah, I kind of do it in a, it's sort of a, I don't know what design you would call that, but just something different than the traditional box style that I have in almost every one of my production buildings. This little building over here currently has all of my, as you can see, I have Caterium. I have Caterium going from that, there's small Caterium factory there. That's a new steel factory that I'll be up and running at some point. I got plastic coming in over from that one, and we're making circuit boards over here, which are parts I need for, I think it's heavy modular frames and some other components. So yeah, that's all being made and being sent over. Just kind of giving a little bit of a tour of what we got going on over here. This is my rubber plastic plant. And it's making the heavy oil residue into the petroleum coke, but I'm not doing anything with it right now. I might expand that one to start taking that petroleum coke or heavy oil residue and making something else with it. But I didn't need it at the moment. Of course, these are truck stops for that, but currently not active. This was my old starter, I should say my old home base right here. As you can tell, I used to have a designer building right here. That's why I got the elevator. So some of the stuff is still sitting over here. I got a sub basement with things in it. That factory's making space elevator. Well, it's making the frameworks right there. And over there, that's making other space parts that need to go over there. I actually have that in a truck stop, but I need to set that. I haven't got the roads in place yet, so lots of moving parts going on right now. However, my base is over here. I built it in such a way that is unique, and it's still a work in progress. You can kind of see some of the exterior there. But I have an entrance. I have two entrances, but only one of them is being used, and this is the entrance that's being used right now. So I go into the basement. Right now, this part is kind of empty as far as this room. I'll eventually put stuff in it. But I have a spot here where I can empty my pockets. And I got a truck stop here that will fuel my truck, but it'll also dump things out of it. So in here, which you can't really see, because I don't have that many lights in here, is I have a series of things over here where a lot of this stuff makes the power shards. Some of this stuff takes in things like hog remains and like spitter stuff, and it makes you can see some of this is just sitting there. Why is that just sitting there? Why isn't it going any okay, there's something missing on here. These are spitters. Why aren't you going in there? Oh, probably because I didn't set that right. Probably because this is supposed to say spitter. There it goes. Anyway, so these are all augmented with summer sloops, which doubles the alien protein. All gets fed into there. This goes in and makes buttloads of biomass. Biomass makes biofuel, and then way over here, I'm making liquid biofuel. Now, I've got so much over here that if anything, I probably need to put in... I still have room in here, but I don't have... I need plastic to make containers. So let me pull over some plastic. So it's just sitting there waiting for me to put plastic in it. Eventually, I'm going to have the system set up to where I'll bring plastic in through the through that, and after it's done sorting, it'll just come over here. But I got a fluid buffer in here to store most of the liquid biofuel, and as you can see, I'm making fuel. I do have it splitting going over there, and also coming over here because I like to keep biofuel on me. So this thing's completely full. I always like to make sure I have plenty of biofuel on me. And I don't know if I'm going to have it do my entire network. I think I'm just going to use it for my own vehicles. We have a nice shot over the water here. And I turned the fog off in case anybody wondered. One of my power stations is right here, which is supplying power to the building. Let's go up to the main floor. So one of the things that I have, and I've done it in every one of my playthroughs, is I always have my designers inside of a building. And this is a structural solutions thing here. I put a nice sort of clear roof right here. It's all open. It's kind of like a big back area. You can see the refinery that's doing my biofuel right there. Eventually, I'm going to have a lot of medical supplies, so I'll have storage for those, generic storage, probably for weapons and whatnot, and then hazardous stuff where I'll put filters and masks and all kinds of bullshit. These things are really, really cool. These beams, okay? They're actually part of SS architecture. They're emission beams, so they're basically beams that emit light. 0.5, 1, and 2 meter. That's a 2 meter, that's a 1, or is that a 0.5? That's a 0.5, and that's a 1. So it's cool because I can put these in instead of using, instead of using signs and stuff. Come in handy. But this great big building right here is where my designers are located. So I have 2 designers, as I said, the Mark II, which is a 5x5, and a Mark I, which is a 4x4. Now I've made some updates, but the elevator is now here, and it goes up to all of them. But let's just look at the 5x5. Instead of having it sunk into the ground, I have it at normal level now. And now if I'm designing, I can go up to any level and I can see down on here really well. And I can do all the design work I want. So if I want to set something up, I can come here, I can set everything up. And it just makes it easier for me to work on designs. If I need to go up higher, I can go up higher. Same thing. And what's really interesting about this is I can also go across and into the 4x4 over here. So each one of these has their own cross. They're at they're exactly at the same level. And the elevator will take me to wherever I need to go. And you can see I'm using those same beams over here too. Now, up there is a completely different thing. Those are walkways that go all the way across, so they're above the designer. So let's go up to that. I call that my maintenance level. So I can go up to the maintenance level. And this is only on the 5x, the Mark II. Well, I have it on the Mark IV, but on the Mark II, you can see I can walk. Well, I think I need to fix that light, but aside from the lights, I can see over the entire thing. And I just like being able to walk all the way around. This is kind of a thing. I didn't realize that those did that, so I might have to change that. I have a similar thing on the Mark IV, or Mark IV, on the Mark I, 4x4, on design level 4, I believe. Oh no, actually I do, but I access them from here. So I have this maintenance thing. This is part of the mod that I have installed. I believe it's called, where is it? It's in one of these. I think it's in Architecture Plus. There's so many cool things in here. But yeah, I have these. This is part of that extended walkways and stuff like that. Catwalks. So I can just come up here and go to the maintenance level. and do whatever I need to do up here. All of them have glass roofs. All of them have wall controls for lights because I don't need these things at 100%. But yeah, so these are my design buildings. That's really about as far as I've gotten with this headquarters area. Apparently I need to fix one of them. Did I miss some walls in here somewhere? I must have been seeing things. Oh, right there. Okay. There, fixed. Okay. Anyway, so I can't get through that doorway, so I have to come in from this side over here. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the building yet, but that's kind of where I'm at. I do need to put in the hub. So I was going to do something coming out of here to do the hub. So I probably should do that. I originally had it, but for some reason I didn't put it back in. So let me put the hub back in. That. Oh, I need iron ore for this, and I don't have any on me right now. I'll worry about that later. But what do you guys think? You like the updates to the home base? This is an internal wall, by the way. There's going to be walls over here. That's why there's no windows in it. If you go back to previous streams and look at my Mark IV when it was over there, I had windows all through that thing, and it helped bring in the light. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, I'm happy now. You can see there's my rail. The rail goes right over the top of it. Yeah, there's still lots to do in this thing over here. I just got to get around to it. But that door over there is gonna also leads out, but it doesn't go anywhere right now. Not yet, but it will, and it will be glorious. It reminds me of my own little bat cave. But yeah, we have a lot of production, a lot of small productions all over the place. But that's where we're at right now. Again, the rail's in place. At least it's functional. I need to put the lights and stuff in it. So like, I don't have any signals or path signals or any of that stuff in there. But I only have the one train, so I'm not too terribly worried about it, but I do need to put them in. Because I have it set up for 2 trains, but I don't have enough stuff right now. An elevator that doesn't really go up anymore, but I can't get rid of it yet. So one of the parts that I'm making is right here. It's now full. The automated wiring. Not only is it full here, but it's also full down there too. So that's good because we're going to get some trucks set up and move all that. But that doesn't stop my mechanism from continuing to build. So some of the productions are still working over here. I do have that augmented because I needed, was it 100 cables per minute? I got stators for days. I even got some little things like this set up for me to move around this particular one. Here's where the versatile framework is located. And again, I need like 62,000 of those. So just to kind of show you here, let me dump my stuff out over here real quick. And let's go take those versatile frameworks and go ahead and put them in the thing over there. I'll just take what's here. That way I can show you the exact numbers, since right now I haven't built the hub yet. And the hub's not going to show me the numbers until it's built. We can see it inside the space elevator. It's just the space elevators right there. So what is it like to have 20 times the requirements for the space elevator? Yeah, 62,500 versatile framework. I need 12,000 modular engines and 2,500 adapter control units. So these two items are going to be built over by where those manufacturers are, which is why I have all these various parts being made. I almost have everything ready to be sent over. Now that I have the rail network in and I get the signals put in, I'll have it start bringing concrete over, have it start bringing modular frames and a few things that are over at the old starter base. That stuff over there, I'm going to have that trucked over. This is on my agenda because I don't have a truck stop over here, or I don't have a train station over here. Because if we look at the required parts, right, so modular engines, we need smart plating, which I have at one trail yard. Motors I have over here, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough. So I might have to manufacture those. Rubber I have. Automated wiring is in that one over there. Circuit boards are already made over there. Heavily modular frames and computers are the next things I'm going to be working on getting to build. That's just these. And of course, for computers, we need circuit boards, a deuterium, and rubber. For heavy modular frames, we're doing this heavy encased one, which means that's why I need concrete. I got to make pipes. I need encased industrial beams, which also needs concrete. So, yeah. Lots of stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces. I don't think we're going to get this phase done by the end of the month. We'll be somewhere in August, I think, by the time we're done. But yeah, there we go. So that's going to be it for me. Let me go ahead and save this. So I'm going to save the game. Train route complete. These flags here is because I switched over to mods, or I removed a mod that was broken. It was just train skins. So that's why those are like that. There we go. We are done. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with me while I work on this. Still lots to do. So if you're on YouTube, if you like the stream, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. This is mostly what I'm playing on the live stream. Getting ready to do some regular content in a different game. Because the game updated this week. That was Parcel Simulator. So I'm going to be doing some recordings for that game. And so if you guys are into that, that'll be interesting because of, you know, the update and what it'll entail. We're doing this on the live stream, so kind of have two games going. I don't know when I'm going to try to start recording that this weekend, even though the update came out today. I don't really have a lot of time during the week to do any recordings, so. But with that, you know, if you're on the Twitch side of things, follow the channel if you haven't already. Use that Bezos money if you have it free. You know, take advantage of those Prime Gaming and all that. We'll see you Wednesday, 8 o'clock Central Time, where we'll continue getting, well, I'll get the cars in, and I can't have the train system fully running yet because I have to build the remainder part of the depot to unload all of the stuff that I'm bringing. So still lots to do. With that, have a good evening, and I'll see you on Wednesday.